Today on CityCast Austin, it's the Friday News Roundup. The week is finally over, and we're here today on CityCast Austin to talk about the big news in our city this week. We're talking about early voting and what's on the ballot, why some of our crosswalks are about to get repaved, and our weekend picks. It's Friday, October 17th. I'm Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. Hello. I am here today with our producers, Alyssa Castles and Eva Ruth Moravec. What's up, Alyssa? What's up, Eva Ruth?
Hello. Happy Friday.
Hello. Woohoo.
We are bringing you a couple of the things that have happened in the news this week in Austin. Things have been busy. Now, personally, when I hear things like constitutional amendments and legislation and politics, often my eyes glaze over. But there's some really, really important things coming up on this ballot in November, and early voting starts on Monday.
That's right.
So I need y'all to stay with me and pay attention. The stuff that's on this ballot is going to affect all of us. Now, it is really boring. I will not lie to you, but Eva Ruth is going to do a very good job of talking about it in a way that is helpful. So stay with us.
Thank you, Nikki. So the 17 constitutional amendments are what every Texan is voting on this November, starting in October, as Nikki said. And there are lots and lots of different voting locations where you can go for early voting. You can go anywhere in Travis County, and there are more than 30 locations. So go online. You can see where wait times are and how long things are going to take you, and go where it's convenient. These 17 amendments, I really like the way the Barbed Wire summed it up. They are a left-leaning news outlet that covers the state, and they summarized these amendments as a buffet of tax breaks and tough-on-crime chest thumping. And that's honestly, a lot of what it is. For wealthy people, it's basically like banning the state from imposing certain taxes on them for things like capital gains from assets on investments, real estate, stuff like that. There's a random tax exemption that I personally thought was amusing to make animal feed tax exempt, which, okay. We're creating a $20 billion water fund. And then one of the tough on crime chest thumping pieces of it is there's a bail item on the ballot that would require judges to deny bail in certain cases for people who are accused of committing felonies like murder, aggravated assault, and indecency with a child. So making people stay in
That's big.
jail and prison for longer.
It seems like it's tapping a little bit into something that should be against rights on, but you know, I know it's sticky because we're talking about really harsh crimes, but I think that, I don't know, there's too much room for error, and there's too much, you know what I mean? Like you get a different judge every judge is going to be different. I don't know about that one.
Mm-hmm. But I think this might be a reaction to people getting out on bail for these crimes and then recommitting crimes. Some of those have made big headlines. So once you get through those 17, at least here in Austin, you will also be asked about voting on this tax rate election. And we will have more on this in a future episode, but the pro and anti side have both kind of ramped up. You're probably getting mailers, phone calls, text messages about how to vote. It's going to add I think it's $100 million to the city's budget, and the average homeowner would see an increase of $300 next year. But also this would affect renters. There's a really handy calculator on Save Austin Now PAC's website. And they are anti this Proposition Q, but this calculator, you can tell them how much you pay in rent or how much your home is valued, and it'll tell you how much your taxes would go up if this prop does get passed. So there's good information there. There's also Love Austin So Much campaign is on the pro side. They have a lot of endorsements from unions and I think everybody on city council. And a lot of the homelessness service providers have been giving money to this PAC also, which...
Well, it's there to support the homelessness services in Austin, right? That's the reason that they want to increase the taxes. Is that right?
That's a big part of it. But I mean, personally, I'm curious to hear from these people involved, why some of these service providers are spending $25,000 on lobbying from this thing that they would benefit from.
Great question.
It's a great question.
Just saying. Stay tuned for more on that, and also finding out, who's behind the anti-efforts and what's going on with, just who everybody is. I want to know I want to get into all their business. But there's some digging around you can do now. And just be prepared. Election day is November 4th. So there's early voting through the 31st, and the hours change from day to day. So just look them up and then be ready to vote. Yay.
I mean,
Woo, we did it.
I think you did a great job. I just, when we have these kind of odd year elections, I know it kind of feels like a drag. I know it kind of feels like, you're still reeling from the last election that we just had. I get it. But the local stuff is the stuff that affects us.
Absolutely.
The quickest, the most immediate, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And I know that's, considering where we are right now in the country, I know that sounds crazy, but it does. Your local elections is where your voice can be heard the loudest, especially in this state. And so, I mean, really just get out there, vote, pay attention. They can slide a lot of stuff in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the barbed wire article is very funny. He made the point of a lot of this is a lot of political gesturing from the Republicans. It's unfortunate that rich people and businesses are getting tax breaks, and then we're seeing a property tax rate election here in Austin because how else are we going to get money? There's no income taxes in the state of Texas.
And you know what? That's going to piss off I would imagine, some of these state Republicans who are we're doing what we can to lower your taxes.
Yeah.
I also just want to remind people that personally, when I go vote early, I'm always okay, there are more options of where you can vote because during early voting, you can really vote anywhere. And you can take your time. So you go to a smaller, kind of lesser known place to vote. You can't take your phone, but they'll allow you to take notes and stuff. So you can really sit and take your time and think about your vote and think about how you're voting, and you don't feel that pressure to hurry up.
And then you get your little sticker and you feel like you've done your deed, and you can just
And you get to post it on Instagram, your sticker on Instagram. It's the best part of voting.
And I think that me voting last year was the first story, the first CityCast Austin story I ever videoed. I love voting. I always go and have myself a little cocktail after because it's a very stressful situation for me. And I like to go to the Carver Museum to vote because they have all these really sweet older ladies, and they're always like, "You okay, hon? You doing all right? Good job. I'm so glad y'all voted today." They're very sweet, and it just the whole experience makes me feel like I did a good thing today. There's a lot of stuff happening in our city right now, and so your voice really needs to be heard. Hey y'all, it's Nikki. And if you know anything about me, you know how much I love old school hip hop. So when I found out about the new exhibit that just opened at the LBJ Presidential Library that's curated by the Grammy Museum, you know I had to tell y'all all about it. It's called Hip Hop America, the Mixtape Exhibit. And it's full of incredible memorabilia celebrating hip hop's rise from street culture to the global stage, shaping music, fashion, business, and activism. So check out some of the stuff you can see. The black suede fedora hat and Adidas superstars belonging to Daryl DMC McDaniels of Run DMC, the Kangol hat and Troop velour jacket worn by LL Cool J, and my personal favorite, Chuck D's handwritten lyrics to Fight the Power. So you have to go check it out now at lbjlibrary.info/hip-hop. Step into the conversation shaping Texas's future at the Texas Tribune Festival. The Texas Tribune is bringing together inspiring thinkers, leaders, and innovators to discuss the issues that matter to you. Dive into unforgettable conversations spanning education, the economy, healthcare, energy, technology, public safety, culture, the arts, and more. TribFest gives you an up-close look at how big ideas take shape and how they affect your life. You'll connect with fellow Texans, engage directly with experts and leaders, and leave inspired to turn your boldest ideas into reality. And y'all, this isn't just another political event. It's a catalyst for shaping the future of Texas today. So mark your calendar, November 13th through 15th in downtown Austin. Get info and tickets at tribfest.org. Speaking of a lot of things happening in our city right now.
Hey, yes.
Earlier this month, Governor Greg Abbott told the Texas Department of Transportation, or TxDOT as we so affectionately call it, to make sure that cities and counties were complying with the federal and state guidelines regarding roadway safety. And that is a hackneyed way to say he wants to make sure that our streets are free of any, quote, any and all political ideologies.
Mm-hmm.
So TxDOT gave Texas cities and counties 30 days to remove, and again I quote, non-standard surface markings, signage, and signals that do not directly support traffic control or safety. If they do not comply, they risk losing state and federal grant funding. Mayor Kirk Watson said that there are around 16 locations with markings that could be applicable, but more important to me, anyway, is the Rainbow Crosswalk in our tiny little neighborhood and the Black Artists Matter street mural that's on 11th Street. People are very in their feelings about it. Some cities, like San Antonio, they're not complying with this order, but Austin will. Here's a quote from the mayor. Staff has also looked at what it would cost the city if we don't comply. Failure to remove the paint would jeopardize hundreds of millions of dollars. Austin Transportation and Public Works alone currently has $175 million in state and federal grant funding.
Híjole.
Yeah. The two that are getting the most attention. The Black Artists Matter mural on 11th Street was painted in 2020. That was in the height of the Black Lives Matter stuff. George Floyd, the country was in turmoil again. Black people were getting killed. And then the Pride Crosswalk on 4th was painted in 2021 for National Coming Out Day. Also, you know, our trans community was catching it. Gay people was catching it. Something interesting to know really quick before I get on my soapbox. In 2022, researchers from Bloomberg Philanthropies analyzed before and after data of crash rates at 17 locations, and they found that intersections with art saw a drop in crashes involving pedestrians and cyclists.
Wow.
The study said that on average, those areas experienced a 17.3% reduction in crashes.
So are we really talking about safety here?
Like, right now, there's a petition with 3,000 plus signatures circulating demanding that the city publicly commit to saving the crosswalks. The mayor has already said that he's asked staff to come up with a plan on how to celebrate our diversity, love, and pride in different ways, like on sidewalks with banners. And so the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
They're going to do it. And what the art serves it's like if you see things like that, any city I go to and I see a rainbow crosswalk or I see rainbow flags, I know I'm safe. It shows me that I'm safe. If I go somewhere and they have a Black Artists Matter mural on the street, that lets people know when they come that they are safe. This is a safe place. This is a place that we accept you and we love you. It is an outward symbol. It's simple. It works, right? And so they erase that. They're erasing. It's erasure of culture. It's erasure of diversity. How are they going to replace it? What is going to be the outward symbol now to let people know that Austin is safe?
I think that's a good question.
That's my only question. What are y'all doing now?
Yeah.
That's it. The writing's on the wall. Excuse the pun. You're going to get rid of it. If we really do want our city to be a city where we know Black people are safe, women are safe, trans people are safe, Muslim people, like, what is going to be your new outward showing of that?
I think it's interesting that these mean so much to people in different ways. Like, when I was kind of digging into this to figure out where it started, like, it was a directive from the United States Transportation Secretary,
Right.
Sean Duffy, and he asked governors to participate in this new nationwide roadway safety initiative, which Abbott referenced in this request or in this directive to TxDOT. But then there was also a Houston intersection that was being repainted, rainbow crosswalks that were being restored in Montrose, their neighborhood. And libs of TikTok posted about it and posted that these rainbow crosswalks were being restored. And then a Texas representative named Brian Harrison, who's been he's very active on social media and he loves to stir the pot. And he amplified it. So it became this cultural thing again. So it's like, yeah, is it about visibility? Is it about culture? Is it about safety? And if, how are we how are we expressing, I don't know. I also feel like these sidewalks or crosswalks became just like another expression of art. It
is art.
There's one in front of the University of Texas that says Texas.
Yep.
And
get rid of it.
I saw somebody ask, well, does that comply? I mean, it's not a political ideology, maybe, but
neither is a rainbow.
Right. If they're saying that art on the ground is not safe, then
it's got to go.
I guess that would mean that has to go too. Yeah.
Get rid of it.
And then they're also going to be spending money to undo these intersections. But if you think about Austin, I feel like what the city's really afraid of is related to I-35.
But it says non-standard surface markings, signage, and signals that do not directly support traffic control or safety. I don't want to see anything.
What about the advertising banners on South Congress?
Right.
I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to see billboards. I don't want to see anything. It should all go, if that's what we're really talking about. But I find this ridiculous when you can drive through any part, any road, any street in this state. The flags are so goddamn big, y'all. The flags are so, most often the Texas flags are larger than the American flag. And I'm like some of the biggest flags I've ever seen, just willy-nilly off the side of the road at a car wash or at a car dealership.
They're always at the car dealership.
All that shit has to go. If this is really about safety, you say it, signage, signals, surface markings, all of that shit has to go.
Right.
A flag is political. The Texas flag is political. The American flag is political. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate, but it is what it is. That's how ridiculous it is. I want to be able to fly whatever flag I want. That includes the Texas flag. That includes the American flag.
Yeah.
That includes, I should be able to do that. Right. And so it feels silly and it feels divisive and it feels trite and immature and on par, honestly, and controlling.
I know a lot of people are feeling disappointed that Austin isn't taking San Antonio's lead and kind of refusing, but I think it's just so much money. And of course, they're also threatening, additional grant opportunities. I know that the city's working towards acquiring more federal grant funding for the Project Connect initiative. So that's also, a potential threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we want the city to be fiscally responsible at the same time. So if that means, if they're like, no, we're not going to remove this art and goodbye to $175 million, what are we going to do? Have another tax rate election to try to shore up? You know what I mean? But
It's all horseshit.
It's coming to a head.
I'm really curious what they're going to replace it with, and if they're going to bother.
I mean, the mayor did say he wants, creative ways to figure out how to combat this, but it just seems like they've already kind of written out that it can't even be signs or anything.
Yeah.
Part of the city did send a strong message fairly recently when there was a group of people gathered at the crosswalk, the Rainbow Crosswalk on 4th Street, right? And there was somebody who threw some red paint on it, I believe. And according to the videos that I saw on social media, it was actually Austin Fire Department that came and cleaned it off. So there is some still, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's complicated, I think.
It's complicated.
This whole thing.
But in the meantime, we don't know when they're going to take it down. So go and visit the crosswalk, take pictures. The city is struggling with its identity as usual. But yeah, for now, gay people are still here. We're still kicking it. We're queer. We're here and queer and annoyed. If you want to support, go to places like Oil Cans, go to Rain, go to Austin Eagle, go to the Iron Bear. You go to Cheer Up Charlie's, but they're going to be under new ownership later this year because it's been acquired by Pride Holdings, and they are going to be franchising it. And that's another big, huge piece of news this week is that Cheer Up Charlie's has been acquired.
Yeah.
By a Florida hospitality company called Pride Holdings Group. And they have been buying up other gay bars and restaurants and stuff like that to kind of apparently pull them out of almost closing, to try to keep them from closing. They essentially have been saving these places and taking over their day-to-day, not their day-to-day, I guess their finances. Yeah. Their finances.
Their books.
Apparently Tamara and Maggie will still be in charge of the artists and, all that good stuff. But this other place will be taking care of everything else. And this comes on the heels of them crowdfunding $60,000.
Right.
to stay open.
Right.
So that they could be like, cool, appreciate y'all.
We're going to sell.
Thank you so much.
We're going to sell. It's really interesting, y'all, because part of me, I'm super split, because part of me is like, oh, somebody wants to come in and take this financial burden off of me. Okay, I get it. But so much love to them, but they are just so bad at
the messaging.
Messaging. It's like, yeah, so this is happening. They're totally not MAGA. That's a lie. But also, good news, we're going to be co-owners of this other part of Pride Holdings, and we're going to be able to franchise. So we're going to take Cheer Ups, and we're going to go to San Antonio. Everybody's like, what in the hell, bitch? What are you...
Who are these people?
Who are these people? Can I get my money back? Like, what...
Yeah, I think their clientele has been on this roller coaster of we're closing, we're opening, we're closing, we're crowdfunding, we're this, we're that. And there's a lot of skepticism about this new holding company. Yeah. And a lot of rumors, a lot of people digging into things.
And so now there's this sense of distrust.
There is.
And you can't tell what's true. You can't tell what's not true. All you can do is try to, if you want, take Maggie and Tamara at their word. She said they wouldn't have sold if somebody had called us and told us they were going to buy the space, wipe the name, let everyone go and change it. They are not doing any of that, is what she says. And so...
Well, that's good.
I mean, it could be great, like the franchise thing, to know if you go to X city, you're going to find the Cheer Ups and be safe there. And that will be,
Right.
Or it could ruin the local will there be a circuit of performers that can go to all these places? That would be cool.
She said that the way it seems like she said is that it's going to have the Cheer Up name, but it's going to be fitted for the community that it's in. And what that gives me...
What does that mean?
Exactly. That means it's going to be something completely different. I don't know.
Nobody knows. Yeah.
The community is all... upset. Everybody's just in their feelings right now. So
the community,
if I'm allowed
to.
Everybody's just in their feelings. In the meantime, in between time, go do gay shit. Go do gay shit. Go have hot gay fun. And,
And straight fun too. All of the fun.
Yeah, have all the fun. Sure. If you're straight, you should have fun too. You should also absolutely have fun.
Paint your roads now while you can, people.
Listen.
Hi, I'm Michael Zibiak, Chief Revenue Officer of CityCast. Why do most of us want to learn a new language? It's because we want to speak it out in the real world with real people. Babbel gets you there fast. My daughter's a senior in high school, and after she graduates, we're taking a father-daughter trip to Spain. I know, she's spoiled, but that's on me. I'll be honest, my Spanish right now is pretty much tops out at ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? But when we get there, I want to actually talk to people, order food, and really connect with the locals, not just stumble through the basics. That's why I'm starting with Babbel. Learning a language with Babbel is all about small steps, big wins, and progress you can actually track and feel. And with how busy things get here at CityCast, I love that Babbel's bite-sized, 10-minute lessons fit perfectly into my day, whether it's between meetings or while I'm having coffee in the morning. I'm really excited to start picking up real-world Spanish before our trip so we can experience Spain in a more meaningful way. Right now, Babbel has a special deal for our listeners. Get up to 55% off your subscription at babbel.com/citycast. That's BABBEL.com/citycast for up to 55% off. Rules and restrictions may apply. Gracias and adios.
Speaking of doing fun shit, both gay and straight, and everything in between, what y'all doing this weekend?
Well, my Saturday is jam-packed, you guys. In case you haven't heard, there's another No Kings protest happening in over 2,000 cities across America. At the Capitol on Saturday, you can gather starts at 2 o'clock to protest monarchy. The Trump administration has been calling this these past few weeks an anti-America rally. But I went to the one in New York last time. It was really cool to be a part of. It was very peaceful. There was a lot of creative signage, and it just felt cool to be a part of. So I am looking forward to doing that again in Austin this time.
I know that people might think that this is anti-Trump, but I will say that it's about more the protest, and I'm not endorsing what to do like politically at all here. I don't care. It's none of my business. But I have seen like the League of Women Voters was promoting No Kings protests, which I thought was very interesting because I always thought League of Women Voters was apolitical. And I asked them about it, like, what's up with that? And their response was like, it's not political to be pro-democracy.
Correct.
And like protective of the Constitution. The sentiment, I think, is like, do we care about democracy?
Our democracy, correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I will say the last time I went to one, there was definitely anti-Trump, anti-Republican, but then there was also just like, here, this is what monarchy looks like. That's not what we are. It was a lot of democracy signage, a lot of saving our democracy.
Which is also so ironic that the Trump administration is calling it an anti-America rally when protesting is the most American thing you can do. And it's about saving this fundamental belief in our country.
Man, I wish I had a mic drop. Boom. That's what I'm talking about.
And then later that day, I am going to the Dwight Yoakam concert at the Moody Center. The opener is also an incredible musician named Marcus King. He's so good. And I'm so excited. I'm going to be wearing fringe and cowboy boots, y'all.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm
Dwight
excited.
Yoakam.
Nice.
Dwight Yoakam.
That man's been around forever.
I know.
What about you, Eva Ruth?
Well, aside from preparing to vote on Monday, which is going to take me a little time to get through a voter's guide. So this weekend is Formula One's big race at the Circuit of the Americas. This is a weird thing that happens in Austin, but it doesn't really happen in Austin. It's our biggest travel weekend also at the airport, which I think says a lot about who goes, that it's so busy. It's people flying in from everywhere. But supposedly there are like fun, free activation-y things to do downtown. So I will be on the lookout for those on Sunday, hopefully gallivanting around and finding free things to do. There's a lot of very expensive stuff to do and things that, in my experience, this weekend, the amount of leather per capita is like significantly higher in Austin.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting people watching. But I have heard that there are like a couple of places that are recommended to hop on a shuttle. There's one at the Travis County Expo Center and then another one that picks up downtown. And supposedly the Expo Center one is easier, to get in and out of. So there's that if you are going. But also here locally, we've got a couple of very funny gents in town this week. We have
a couple of funny gents.
Nick Offerman is performing on Sunday at the Long Center. And then we also have Jay Leno, very funny man, in town at ACL Live at the Moody Theater on Friday night tonight. And the tickets are still on sale for that. So get your laughs in if that's your thing. Nikki?
Okay. So strap in. There's a lot. Y'all, okay, so here's the thing. We're getting to that time of year where it's like cooling down just a little bit. And also, another thing, this is like peak shopping time. And y'all know shopping is my markets. That's literally my that's my love language. Shopping is my love language. And, argue with your mama. It's one of the best things I can do for myself. So starting with tonight, the first thing that you have to know about is, of course, I've been talking about this every single Friday for a couple of weeks. Nothing is going to change. Central Machine Works is still doing the Next Stage series. And tonight is Briscoe. And if you've never heard Briscoe is really good.
Oh, I've heard so much about them. Yeah.
Yes, they are really good. And it's free once again. And tonight is going to benefit Austin Parks Foundation. And so every Friday, it benefits a different organization. And tonight, it's going to be Briscoe, Austin Parks Foundation. So, if you ain't got no money and you're looking for something to do, free at Central Machine Works. Doors are at 6. I would suggest that you get there right at 6 because it's going to fill up, but it's worth it. So go to do that. Also tonight, John Waters is going to be at the Paramount, and they're showing polyester in Odorama, and I don't know what that means, but I'm going to be there to find out. And it's a double feature. So the Doors are at 7. They're going to play Polyester at 8 and Cecil B. Demented at 10:30. And you can get a ticket that will get you into both films. If you're going to raw dog it like that and do a double feature, he's going to be there to provide live in-person commentary for Polyester. And it just says it's screening in glorious Odorama. I do not know what that is, but I cannot wait to figure out.
What? Yeah. Is it smell related?
I have no idea. It's quoted as, the quote on the flyer says, "Some things in life just plain stink."
Oh, shit.
I'm so excited.
Gosh. That'll be so
I'm thinking
fun.
maybe they'll just pass something out that we have to scratch and sniff. I don't know. I'm ready.
Eee, that sounds scary.
It sounds scary. I'm taking my peppermint oil just in case because because I am easily nauseated. So we'll see. I'll report back. So tomorrow, Saturday, Blocomotion is having their 7th anniversary party. Y'all know I'm a band nerd. And they're having it at Batch. And it starts at 5 o'clock. It's going to go from 5 to 9. And the theme is Weird Western. And it's going to be Blocomotion and Minor Mishap Marching Band. And they're going to have raffles and merchandise. And it's so that they can raise money to get them to Honk Seattle next year. And it's free, y'all. And it's family friendly, open to all ages. And I love a weird theme. So I'm going to go get me some beer and kolaches and hang out. But also on Saturday, before you do that, you know, your girl loves a market. Kinda Tropical's Vintage Market is happening on Saturday from 12 to 6. Ooh. Every time I go to the Vintage Market at Kinda Tropical, I come back with something dope. That is they're one of my favorite vintage markets in the city. Prices range, I ain't gonna lie, but it's worth it. It's worth popping by because it's Halloween season. And if you're looking for costumes or anything like that, thrift is always better. Speaking of thrift, on Sunday, Austin Flea is having their vintage handmade local market. That means all of their vendors are local only. Again, keep it in the city. That starts at 10 a.m. at Radio Coffee and Beer. And my favorite, Coco Coquette, who we had on the pod a little while ago. She's having her 10th annual multi-vendor vintage and handmade costume yard sale. And that's going to be on Sunday from 12 to 5. So your girl is about to spend the entire weekend shopping and getting her retail therapy on. That's what I'm doing all weekend.
Sounds great. Perfect for you.
Fun.
Before we go, I just wanted to remind you guys that I love this job and I'm having a great time. And I'm so glad that you're here with us. And I'm so glad that you listen to us every day. And I don't know, it makes me feel really good when I'm out and about and people come up to me and you give me your opinion, whether it's to agree with us or whether it's like, y'all missed the mark on that. Y'all should have had so-and-so. I kind of live for those exchanges and I love it because it lets us know that you're listening and it lets us know that you're engaged and that feels good. You know, what I always ask people when they chat with me is, are you a member? Are you a member of CityCast Austin? Because I want to have these conversations with you all the time. And if you want to have those conversations with us and you like what you hear or you like the podcast and you dig the newsletter, because I say this a lot too. A lot of my friends only read Kelsey's newsletter. They're like, girl, we talk to you every day. We don't need to hear your voice every day too. And that's all right. And I feel that.
There are many ways to engage with our content.
There are many ways to engage. And I love that we're getting people more connected to the city. So if you like what we do, go to membership.citycast.fm and become our neighbor.
Do it.
Yay.
Do it. Alyssa, Eva Ruth, thank you so much for rounding up the news with me this week.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. Our executive producer is Eva Ruth Moravec. Our producers this week are Zoe Culkin and Alyssa Castles. And I'm your host, Nikki Devon. Our Hey Austin newsletter editor is Kelsey Bradshaw. And music is by Nelson Valente Aguilar of Como Las Movies, with additional music by All the Kimonos, Hip Kalur, courtesy of EpidemicSound.com, and 8 Main, Donna, and DP from Triple Scoop Music via Getty Images. If you enjoyed the show, tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, subscribe to our newsletter, and again, become a member. We'll be back Monday morning with more news from around the city. Bye, y'all.